The play is called Suddenly Last Summer. It's by Tennessee Williams, and it's one of his lesser-known plays. The play is set in New Orleans, in the wealthy suburbs of the Garden District, and it centres around Mrs. Venable, who is a wealthy widow, and she has had a very strong relationship with her son Sebastian. But suddenly last summer, Mrs. Venable couldn't go to Europe because she had a slight stroke. And so Sebastian decides to take his very beautiful and attractive cousin, Catherine, with him. While they are in Europe, there is an incident, an awful incident, and Catherine witnesses Sebastian's death. In relaying the story about his death to Mrs. Venable, she is shocked because it runs counter to her view of her son. She puts her son upon a pedestal, whereas the story from Catherine reveals a darker side.
I am playing a rich matriarch from New Orleans. She's rich, powerful, and ruthless. She is she's on the top of the elite in New Orleans. She's very conscious of status and class and culture, and she will use her position in that society to get whatever she wants. She is the kind of person who prevails, and she is jealously guarding the reputation of her dead son, which she feels is being impugned. And so she's in deadly conflict with a young woman and basically the core of the play is a conflict, a dramatic, tense conflict between these two women. One, an elderly one who's rich, powerful, ruthless, and a younger, much more vulnerable one. And they are battling over whose version of the truth will prevail about the death of my son.
I play Catherine Holly, who is Mrs. Venable's niece. She is a very disturbed young woman who is almost an ingenue character. She's very innocent, very intense. She has basically been traumatised by the death of her cousin Sebastian. She's probably, I feel, very lonely. Feels as though she's been quite starved of love, so she craves and embraces any sign of affection or attention that's offered to her. She's very much a victim throughout the play. She's used and manipulated by almost every single character, dead and alive, and potentially she's arguably one of few characters with whom the audience may feel some sympathy, because she really is the only kind of innocent character within this mass of monstrous characters who are basically willing to use and destroy each other for their own needs, for their own gain.
There's full of tension. The writing is wonderful, it's very sharp, it's poetic, and at times it's utterly cruel, but at the same time it's just a fascinating piece of writing. We've got some great actors in the production. I'm very confident about the way things are going at the moment. It's going to be great. So I would urge you strongly to come and see the show.